One of the first things that we do in gym time, one of the most common things that we see in domestic violence situations, in situations where women are attacked is strangulation. A woman's being choked. We really want to work on 3 concepts with all of our self-defense techniques, and then we want to meet 2 criteria. Our 3 concepts are: we want to address the immediate danger, the thing that is most dangerous. 2, we want to launch a simultaneous counterattack. This isn't boxing. We're not throwing jabs and padding punches and covering up. We want to have an immediate and simultaneous counterattack. And 3, we want to attack the threat until it stops. Okay, it's kind of a turnaround. It is self-defense in a manner of speaking, but when we go into the technique, we really want to aggress into the attack and be fairly aggressive with it. 2 of the criteria that we always want to meet with our self-defense techniques. 1, it has to work from a position of disadvantage. If Jess, God forbid, is ever attacked on the street, I'm very willing to say the attacker isn't going to say, "All right, Jess, are you ready?" "Okay, I'm ready. Let's go." It's not going to happen. So the technique has to work from a position of disadvantage. Number 2, it has to work for the non-athlete. The technique has to work for the couch potato as well as it works for the rugby champion. So these have to be techniques that we can really pull in for anybody to use regardless of size. Jess is one of our Krav Maga instructors in addition to being one of the ENYO master instructors, and we're going to go over a technique for defeating a choke from the front. Then we're going to have another one of our Krav Maga instructors come up because I want to talk about size difference just a little bit. Jess is a big strong girl, so she's got a lot of power and a lot of good forward aggression. Not everybody has that power, so we're going to look at it just from a different point of view. Stephanie is about 130 pounds. She's a smaller woman. She's a lot stronger than you would think, trust me. But again, the technique has to work for somebody who's very strong, and it has to work for somebody who's maybe not as strong as the other person. Steph's in great shape, and she's a lot stronger than she looks, but looking at the size difference. Good, good. Notice she's not doing anything delicately. It's big, it's aggressive, it's powerful, and then technique comes third. And we always want things in those order: aggression, power, and technique. Want her to go off like a bomb. As soon as she feels that feeling, she goes off like a bomb. Haley, come on up. Close your eyes for me. Good. Luckily, they're being nice to me, and I have the opportunity to cover up because those things hurt. Each time the girls are reaching up here, you notice how they're going for that clinch? She's not reaching and grabbing delicately like this, boom. She's actually hitting the side of my neck every time she comes in, boom, and we're hitting hard. With ENYO, every time we hit somebody, if they need to be hit, they need to be hit as hard as we can hit them. Okay, not a half measure, not 70%, not 80%, but 100%. Okay, it's got to go as fast as it can. So when she reaches up, every time she touches me, I want it to be a hit. Boom, there's a big knee, there's a big front kick, there's a big shot going into the clinch. I want that power every time.
Wow, that was awesome, and a lot of power from women. A couple things that I noticed was the yelling out. Can you tell me what does that do? How does that help?
This is the best example I can give to you. If you've ever watched the Nature Channel or National Geographic and you see bears or wolves fight, is it quiet?
No.
Very loud. Okay. What these creatures are doing are expressing vocally all of that aggression, all that power coming out. Now, one of the hard things to do is to teach women to simulate that in training, because we want to get them used to doing that. And if they're really attacked, it's not going to be a problem. They're going to scream, they're going to make all kinds of noises. We train women to do that because it actually helps express that physical power to get that vocalization going.
Can you talk about when they're using that strike and not being in shape compared to couch potato or non-couch potato, where they're getting their power from when they're doing that strike?
Part of it is the adrenal response. The adrenal response itself makes all of us much better at those big gross motor skills. So to bring a woman in she might feel a little bit of anxiety about the training, but she's probably not having a real adrenal response. And here she's going to be a lot weaker than she would be with an adrenal response, as I would be without the adrenal response. It's a basic human condition. But where we really look at fitness, we don't look at big muscles. We don't look at those things. We look at core fitness. We want your lower back, we want your abdomen, we want your hip flexors to be as fit as possible. Physically and biomechanically, that's where that power is going to come from. Spiritually, it's in another place. If you've never done it before, if you're not used to aggression, if you're not used to expressing power, it's going to be hard to pull that out of yourself when you absolutely need it. So we don't want the first time a woman expresses herself in that aggressively powerful way to be when her life is on the line. We want it to be here before it's too late.
Right. Well, very good. Well, that was very awesome, and I appreciate everything that we've learned up to this point. I know a lot of women are going to get a lot out of it, and what you're doing is great. So I hope to get more women in here and get the word out.
So do we, as many as we can.
Okay.